Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Foundry. I'm JB here with Slykiko, and today we're reviewing the next Marvel's Secret Invasion episode 4, Beloved. And man, this show is just, it's got some serious momentum, just non-stop, putting out better episode. This one so far, I gotta say, it's my favorite.
Hands down, 100% agree with you, man. This one was a banger.
That last 20-minute sequence with the president and was just outstanding. Some of the best action I've seen in Marvel TV. It was fantastic. I honestly thought great, this is just gonna be your standard John Wick action stuff with a little bit of Falcon and the Winter Soldier feels with it. But man, how wrong I was, and it's just how happy I was after seeing this episode. I thought I'm loving the show so far. I've yet to see episode 5. I cannot wait to see more of it. This show is really good. It's really good. It's probably up there in the top 3 Marvel shows that I like so far. Just waiting to see. But it broke the curse episode after episode 3. Usually it falls off. It didn't. It broke the Marvel TV curse. It's actually pretty good.
Still going up, yeah.
Yeah. So we can confirm that this episode is better than the entirety of the Flash movie. In case anyone's wondering, we can confirm that. Yeah, it was a pretty good episode. I'd say just the highlight of it was seeing Gravik and his Super Skull head ass, and the confrontational little discussion between Nick Fury and Rhodes was pretty interesting as well. Just because I love Don Cheadle and Sam Jackson, they're just some of my favorite actors. They're just
interesting to see the two interact on screen, because prior to this we've never really seen any interactions whatsoever in the entire MCU between Rhodey and Fury.
Right. Which
none.
It's kind of a big thing that happened in this episode. We've seen that Rhodey has been confirmed to be a goddamn Skrull.
Goddamn
it! What did you think about that ending of who got murked?
Ooh,
that man, tragic.
Oh, you're talking about that already? Mm-hmm. I'm talking about the opposite. I was like, shit, we glossed right over the fact that somebody cheated death at the beginning of the episode.
I thought that maybe that Gravik was impersonating her. No, she's actually alive.
Yeah, no, she's alive. She's just ballsy. Girl went ahead and put herself through the same machine that Gravik did.
Oh, I totally missed that then. I didn't even see that. I genuinely did not even see that.
So the way she survived was she did the same thing. She healed herself with the Extremis ability.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting.
So for all we know, this girl might be hiding some Groot-ass powers and something else.
That's pretty fucking lit. I did not realize that. That makes a lot of sense. Here I was thinking that, she's going the Gravik's doing super spy shit now. No, but that conversation with Talos and her really pissed me off, because he spoke a lot of words, but none of it meant anything. They were just words, and it was just oh, listen, here's our plan. We're just gonna keep hanging around, and earn their trust. And it's just really, the same thing that your plan has been doing for the last 30 fucking years. Why people?
That's why she called him delusional. She's like, you're really banking on the idea of us being nice. Is they're gonna reward us for that? No, they're not.
Yeah, probably not. Which it was a nice touch at the end of the episode when the soldier called him out, and it's oh, an alien's trying to kill the president, and then he's no, but then he ended up grabbing him,
Yeah.
He went back and picked him up and stuff. Which then I don't know at what point they switched with they switched from being Gravik or something like that, But it was a nice point, because he decided to cover him and be oh shit, I don't want him to die. He's actually one of us. That was a cool little point in the show. If that was intentional for them to be even if he's an alien, he's still one of us. It was cool. We're fucking unification there, buddy. Yeah, but that Talos meeting with Gaia was probably my least favorite part, just because he spoke a lot of bullshit. It's really? You have your daughter on your side now. She has no allegiances to Gravik, and she can't. and you're like, you just spew some bullshit. Like, really? Like, that's your fucking plan? Like, as a
This is the best you
spokesperson,
could come up with all this time. Yeah.
yeah, it's like you want to, like, what it comes to, it's like everyone turns their back on Gravik and like, oh, we're looking for a leader, and Talos is like, oh yeah, man, I'll be the spokesperson of the people. You know, I'll be the middleman. I'll be the mutual between like maybe the Earth government and the Skrulls. And it's like, oh no, you know, you just do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know, maybe pick up some trash on the highway. Maybe we can stay. It's like, really? Like, that's your fucking plan? It's like, how have you not been thinking about this, you fucking moron?
That was a good summary of his plan, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, good faith. We just needed them to trust us and show ourselves and show our heart. And it's like, really? Show yourselves, even though the whole point of your existence is to fucking be sneaky, you know?
Oof.
Yeah, it was a little, that part a little annoyed me a little bit. I'm sure a lot of it, like, was ironic on purpose. Because it turns out this show actually was written well. Big surprise there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had big difference.
Yeah, we had a fun little meeting with Priscilla and Rhodes, which is weird that she would be meeting with him, but I think they just wanted to hit you with a aha kind of thing. But then we saw that Priscilla, and she couldn't betray Nick Fury fully. She decided not to, and they kind of just left it at that. And they had a very emotional scene, which they had like a nice little like kind of little throwback to an earlier flashback from when they were at the dinner earlier in the episode. It was a flashback to, I think, 2012 when she like, oh, I knew that like there was a group of superheroes that got put together and organized. It was you and shit, and that little discussion. So that was. And then they talked about a little bit about poetry, and it was a really emotional scene. Didn't really hit with me, but like you can tell, like they really care for each other, and it's nice to see that side of Nick Fury and for him to get humanized a little bit, because other than that, he's just like a robot and a plot device previously in Marvel stuff of how a character got somewhere and how a character got like knew this information is just because like, oh, you know, information, informants, secret shit, secret service shit. So it's cool to see a different side of Nick Fury so far.
Agreed. This really like fleshed him out a little bit more, and it was like, okay, you know what? He isn't just this guy that puts people together and like reaps the benefits for like their actions. He actually has his own stuff that he's kind of accomplished, and that goes back to like the whole argument with Talos from the previous episode, where he's like, man, like say it, you need me, you owe everything you've done to me. So good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the conversations between Talos and Nick Fury, because there are some characters probably in MCU that have known each other the longest, like literally have known each other the longest, or at least should have, and know each other like the most, like compared to any other character really, besides like Bucky and Steve really.
Yeah.
But, like everyone else, like these guys, like because what they're looking at like a 30-year time span of their relationship.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's a work relationship too. It's where it's just like consistently like working together for shit. But it's it's just interesting to look at of how they talk to each other. Where it's like they definitely have a mutual respect for each other, but there's so much like kind of hate and resentment there too, because of everything they've went through together.
Right.
Like Talos like letting all the other Skrulls kind of pop up without saying anything.
Yeah, that was pretty low blow.
Yeah. Yeah, just that point where Nick Fury paid a little visit to Rhodey. That was pretty funny. He's like, I got you some alcohol, and then the president called him out for it. He's like, let's get him a big coffee, because he fucking smells his breath, and he's like, you're drunk, dude.
I love that.
Yeah, that was funny as shit.
Just flamed him, totally ignored everything he said, because he's like, did you have you been drinking?
Yeah. He's like, remember to show strength in the steel of the sword, you know, just like Lennon said. It's like you've been drinking, haven't you? Yeah, it's pretty funny. And then just immediately after that, they everyone was on the scene. Talos and Nick Fury were on the scene. So were the Skrulls, and they were just ambushing the president's car. I'm assuming they were trying to take him kidnap. They were trying to kidnap him, and they were trying to implicate Russian forces by speaking Russian and maybe flying a Russian flag, you know, under that.
I think that's
pretense.
what they were trying to do. They've been trying to slowly like pit both sides against each other.
Yeah, that's definitely the effort there because everyone just kept making sure, like, hey, the Russians are here. The Russians have backup. You know, a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
Man, the way my jaw dropped when Sam Jackson pulls out a fucking like shotgun grenade launcher at the back of his truck.
Oh yeah.
And he was just fucking like taking down helicopters. I was like, cool. Like, this is fucking cool, dude.
Pretty damn badass.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really terrible to see Talos. I don't know if he's gonna. Do you think he's gonna stay that way?
It's permanent. No, he's totally fucking dead, dude.
He's
the
dead?
Way they played that. He's totally dead. I mean, for one, like, you saw the way he reacted after getting shot. He was not looking good.
Yeah, and then
after getting gutted like a fish by Gravik, dude, I was like, he's dead.
Yeah, they
made that shit personal, man.
Yeah, that sucks. Even for Gaia, you know, that second generation Marvel person to come up and be fucking Talos too, you know? Just like how they had the second version of Hawkeye and the second version of Black Widow, and just, you know, the kids are taking over. No,
for real.
That's yeah, it really sucked, man. I love Talos. I love him.
I'm bummed that he's not going to be finishing the show. You know, I wanted him to like last.
Yeah.
Because he was just an enjoyable character. He was fun to watch. He was well written. He was well written.
Yeah. It's a damn shame that they killed him off. I feel like it was kind of early just to do it in the 4th episode and how you couldn't finish up the show. But yeah, there's that. Yeah, then just Nick Fury just kind of drove off, unfortunately, and that was the end of that.
God, it looked painful the way he just kind of like stared at him after he got stabbed.
Yeah, he just kind of looked at him.
Because he shot the hell out of Gravik, but it was doing nothing. He was just looking like so, like, helpless,
defeated, hopeless. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty. Yeah, he just kind of stared at him after he shot him in the head multiple times, and it just like healed instantly on the spot. And he just like fuck. And then so Nick Fury's got to know that something's up. Do you think that he'll like call like a super for help or anything like that?
You know, I've thought about it multiple times, and I'm putting 2 and 2 together of like why he probably doesn't want to get super involved. Judging by like what Gravik has with like the Extremis thing and the Groot thing, I think he's afraid that if he brings a soup, in the off chance that the soup, or not soup, soup, I'm thinking of the boys, if he brings one of his, you know, Avenger friends and something happens, there's a very high possibility Gravik might replicate their powers.
Yeah, because he doesn't know the extent of his new abilities, or even if they are new, he doesn't even know if they're new or if that's something he's always had. You know, or how long he's had them.
I think he's genuinely afraid. He's like, you know what? If I try to do this might blow up in my face, and next thing you know, we don't have a contingency plan.
Right,
and Nick Fury's all about contingency plans.
At this point, like, Gravik isn't even the worst thing to fear out of that situation. He's not even the worst, like, factor. It's just that there's just America versus, like, Russia, pretty much, and just bombing the rest of the world to hell because of World War III, pretty much. So I think that's, like, the worst of that situation. Yeah, but, man, really fucking sucks to see Talos dead. I was very excited when I saw that Groot powers because you guys mentioned it in episode 2. How you guys saw the files and stuff, and I was like, hell fucking yeah, dude. Like, this is awesome.
It's cool as hell to see, dude. It was freaking aggressive.
Yeah, he was just going ham. They were just killing people like left, fucking right, and center. They did not care. The show is really good, man. I'm really into this show. And just the way it feels so serious, and just the way they let everything play out too. Man, I'm loving it. The stakes are good. It's just big fan of it. I just really looking forward to watching more of the show and reviewing more with you guys, seeing what you guys think about it too. I mean,
that brings time to rate it.
Yeah, there wasn't too much to talk about really this episode. Like, a lot did happen, but there's just not that much to talk about. I guess
not enough to discuss. Yeah.
Yeah, really. But I mean, like, overall, man, like, great episode. I give it a 9. I give this one a 9.
I gotta back that up. This is definitely a 9. This is a 9, dude. This was close to perfection.
Yeah, that last sequence was so fucking good and so impressive. Like I said, it's been a while since I've seen like Marvel TV like that good recently. It makes me think of like
yeah.
the Loki episode of them
Yeah,
escaping
that's exactly
with
what I
the
was
big
gonna
green
say.
mist and stuff like that. Like that's what it makes me think of. Like that kind of crazy. We still have 2 more episodes left of the show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's it, guys. We're giving this one a 9, and hopefully we'll have Ken back for episode 5 and 6. But thanks everyone for watching. Cannot wait to see you guys later on the next Secret Invasion review. But until then, bye, guys. Bye.